Welcome to Wastewater Reviews, a podcast where I review different elements of my personal life on a 5-star scale. Humans have progressed a bit too fast for their own good. The human species has been on Earth for a very short time, but we have progressed and changed in so many dramatic ways that it feels like we have mocked nature and natural laws. Consider this. Before 45,000 years from today, if any species wanted to move up the food chain, it would have to do so with millions of years of evolutionary changes. If the environment worked in your favor, then with a lot of luck, you might move up a couple of spots of the food chain. This was nature's law for millions of years. But then, Homo sapiens built a boat. 45,000 years ago, humans built a boat and from a small island, paddled to Australia. When humans landed there, they immediately became the top predator on the continent. They did so not with genetic development and natural ability, they did so with enterprise. The spirit of development and exploration helped Homo sapiens become the apex predator in Australia, and this was the first time nature had witnessed such change. So for a long time, situations for humans have been changing. Our threats have changed, our lifestyle and our surroundings have changed. Even the way we interact with nature has completely changed, nature being less of our world and becoming more like a playground. Obviously, from a genetic point of view, this change over tens of thousands of years is ultra fast. Our genetics are still the same no matter how different the human life looks. Appearances can be deceiving. Our predators in the modern world are not looking to shorten our lives, but instead reduce the quality of our lives mildly. We get sucked into the traps of bad habits almost all the time. We'll watch too much TV, eat terrible food, and develop viciously bad mental habits because it doesn't look that way. Sure, watching too much Netflix numbs my brain, but how enjoyable is it to binge watch a good series? Time you enjoy wasting is not time wasted, right? Our modern traps work the same way all of the traps work. They promise a nice reward immediately but serve a terrible consequence later. Because these traps don't look like traps, they prevail. Our genetic makeup doesn't know how to deal with predators that don't look like predators. We have the brain and the instincts of our ancestors with the temptations they never had to face. Most of the predators in the modern world are self-made. So in our collective consciousness, the horrors and nightmares were also imagined to be self-made. Our monsters were no longer other species, but rather humans of supernatural origins. Dracula, vampires, and zombies. They live among us, but we can't see them. Yet they can terrorize us, and we'd be helpless for it. We make scary movies where a vampire is coming to kill you, and we get scared even though vampires don't exist. One hears a lot of shocking facts on a fairly regular basis, but I find none as baffling as this. Half of the humans who ever lived have died because of mosquito-related illnesses. Mosquitoes detect the carbon dioxide coming out of your breath and then they target you. They drink your blood so that they have protein and iron to lay eggs. So now you know that every mosquito that has ever bitten you is a female. As those of us who have lived in tropical climates know, sometimes the mosquitoes won't simply bite you, but whiz past your ear making a buzzing noise. Most people assume that's the sound of the mosquito flapping her wings. But no, it's the sound of a wing brushing past an organ that is used to attract mates. That's not the sound of flying, that's the mosquito singing to look for mates. So turns out that we do need to be scared of a blood-sucking monster, just not the obvious one. Which I think serves as a perfect metaphor for humans. We have 11 million sensory receptors in our brain, of which 10 million are dedicated to sight. We as humans spend billions upon billions of dollars for military defense, while research and development for prevention of disease epidemics will be relegated as a distant and niche concern. We were told that the next big attack will be invisible and biological in nature, but our old monkey brain says that it doesn't look scary. So weapons and war continue to consume our resources, even as we remain underprepared for disease outbreaks. An almost invisible predator that sucks your blood, outnumbers you, and hunts you by seeing your breath while singing through the process sounds pretty scary to me. But our old monkey brain says that it doesn't look scary. So our top predator prevails even when the biggest ones didn't. I give mosquitoes 2 stars.